So if you have kids and you would like to be part of the children's contingent, you can come on up. And if you are speaking today and you have not checked in with our program manager yet, please come do so at the sound truck. So next up, we are going to have Mona. Mona is the younger sister of Mariah Samuels. Mariah was also a victim of domestic violence. Mariah also had filed for protection against her abuser, but MPD did not do enough, and eventually this led to Mariah being murdered by her abuser, who shot her 22 times outside of her father's house. Justice for Mariah Samuels!
Hello, guys. I just want to note, Jana, the girl that she was talking about, Ariana, I actually went to school with that girl. So when I found out that she had been killed in the way she was, it was very, it was shocking, but it was something that we had unfortunately grown used to in my school. That was the only note I wanted to make. I'm trying to keep it in time to keep everything good. Okay. I want to get up here and tell you all the beautiful things about Mariah Samuels, my big sister. But unfortunately, myself nor my family have that luxury. Instead, I'm here to tell you that MPD, my sister wasn't fearful enough to them. Her ability to be a black woman and take something so heavy, like getting beaten in the face with a gun, in stride, must have caught them off guard, I guess. See, my sister has always been very, very beautiful. She's always been familiar with the greedy hands of men who only wanted them for their own. Instead, know what people think. Then why is she dead right now? MPD, Chief O'Hare, why was my sister shot 22 times in my dad's front yard, only minutes after your officers left her? Why does my nephew, shame, why does my nephew not have a single living parent, despite his mother taking every single step you lay out for us to take? She left, cut contact, blocked him from sending any more life-threatening messages to her, even after being stalked, ambushed, attacked, and pistol-whipped in her own neighborhood, only a few blocks from my dad's house. She was still not fearful enough for MPD to save. Mariah had the strength to come and file a report and receive the order of protection against the man who is a known violent person by MPD. I'm sorry, it's been a really long week. We got your back. We all know how personal MPD can be with you. Once they know your face, they remember it, and they hold that against you. They make people targets. David Wright was a known felon who was on parole and should have immediately received a warrant as soon as the report was filed. He should have been arrested and taken off the streets. He should have been removed immediately, but instead, 20 days it took for MPD. 20 days it took for MPD to assign an investigator. Little did they know that the very next morning, she would be shot dead in front of my dad's house.
We got your back.
Got it. I'm sorry.
We got your back.
The house my father still has to leave from work every day and return to. The same house his daughter was shot in front of. A house he can't afford to move or even sell now. A house my nephews called home. They are now afraid to even be in the house alone or even go upstairs to their mother bedroom. When I was there, my nephew was so relieved to have somebody in the house with him because he was so scared at night to sleep. I'm sure that's my time now. Please, if you're able to support, we have trial all of this March. Every court date, we are trying to pack the court with bodies. I want all eyes on MPD. I want all eyes on Hennepin County so they know that we will not let a single death go. We will not let Allison's case go. We will not let Mariah's case go. We will not let Ariana's case be swept underneath the rug when so many people are dying. Mothers, daughters, sisters, people who are actually important to our community are gone and now missing and who will never be seen again. Her family will not let this go. Our community will not let this go. No more stolen lives. and no more stolen sisters. Thank you.
Say her name, Mariah Samuels.
Mariah Samuels!
Say her name.
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 Mariah Samuels!
Justice for them all. Our next speaker is going to be Alyssa Washington from the Wrongfully Incarcerated and Over-Sentenced Families Council of Minnesota.
Free court. Thank you all for being here today. Today on International Women's Day, we are not just celebrating women, we are honoring resistance. Woo! Because women across the world have always been on the front lines of struggle. Women who organized, women who fought back, women who refused to stay silent when systems try to break us. And today, we stand in that same tradition. At the Wrongfully Incarcerated and Over-Sentenced Families Council, Minnesota, we know that mass incarceration is not just a prison issue. It's a woman's issue. Because when the system cages our loved ones, it is women who carry the weight. Women raising children alone. Women driving hours just to put their eyes on their loved one in prison. Women organizing rallies, writing letters, and demanding justice when the world wants us to stay quiet. Mass incarceration steals fathers, sons, brothers, and partners from our communities. But it is also steals peace, stability, and safety from women and families. But we also have to tell the full truth. Mass incarceration steals women from our communities too. And that is something that is not talked about enough. Women are being locked away in this system as well. Mothers, daughters, sisters, women whose names and stories are often ignored or erased. Today, I want to uplift the name Antoinette Reed Johnson, a woman here in Minnesota who has been incarcerated since 2017 and is serving a life sentence. Her name deserves to be spoken. Her story deserves to be heard, and she deserves the same attention, advocacy, and fight for justice that we demand for everyone else trapped inside these systems. Antoinette is serving that life sentence for simply being present when a crime was committed. Can I get a shame? With no knowledge that a crime was even going to happen, and yet the system chose to cage her for life. That ain't right. And we know this struggle personally. Our organization is fighting for the freedom of Cornelius Jackson, who has been wrongfully incarcerated and over-sentenced for nearly 2 decades here in Minnesota. And behind that fight are women organizing every single day, refusing to let his name be forgotten. We are also fighting for Nico Redding, imprisoned for decades and held far beyond the time he should have been released. And Nico's also an elder who's experiencing all types of mistreatment in the Department of Corrections here in Minnesota. That's right, shame. And behind that fight for him, there's women like me who have never given up. Again, women writing letters, making calls, women speaking out when others are afraid. Because behind almost every wrongful conviction and excessive sentence, there is a woman somewhere fighting to bring their loved one home. And sometimes that woman herself is behind the walls, still deserving of justice, still deserving of freedom. And these systems are not separate. The same systems that cage our people are the same systems terrorizing immigrant families with ICE raids. The same systems that allow gender-based violence to continue while survivors struggle to be believed. The same systems that try to criminalize and erase trans lives. Oppression is coordinated, and our resistance must be too. You cannot claim to support women while ignoring immigrant mothers watching their families be deported. You cannot claim to support women while ignoring the violence faced by trans women every day. And you cannot claim to support women while ignoring the mothers and partners fighting to free their wrongfully incarcerated loved ones. Our liberation is truly tied together. So today we say clearly, we stand with immigrant families. We stand against ICE terrorizing our communities. We stand against gender-based violence. We stand for trans liberation. And we stand for every family fighting to bring their loved ones home from cages. Because justice is not selective. Justice is collective. And the women in this movement, the mothers, daughters, sisters, organizers, we are not backing down. If you believe in this fight, we invite you to stand with us. If you have a little free time, donate some of that time to organizing. Help us write letters. Help us show up to rallies. Help us fight for loved ones still behind those walls.
Help us free corn.
That's right, help us free corn. You can find us on social media. We're connected with probably all of your guys' favorite organizing groups. You can find us on there. And our March 21st at Lucy's Parsons Center at 1 p.m. we have our first cycle of our prison letter writing. We're co-hosting with Families Against the Military Madness, Twin Cities Coalition for Justice, and the USPCN-MN. Ashe.
Free corn! Free corn! All right, next up, we are going to have lawyer and civil rights leader Nikema Levy Armstrong.
Who keeps us safe?
We keep us safe.
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 That's right, we keep us safe. Not these systems, not elected officials, not the police, and definitely not the federal government. We keep us safe. It is phenomenal to see so many of you out here today on International Women's Day, standing up for the rights of women. I love you too. I've been a lawyer for over 25 years. And when I first started out as a lawyer, I represented victims of domestic violence and child victims of domestic abuse, and taught my law students how to go into court and stand up for and represent women and children. And what we saw was a lot of times there was a lack of empathy for women who had experienced domestic violence. A lot of times that was weaponized against them in divorce disputes and custody battles, especially if they were lower income women. Shame. And the reality is that a lot of the guardians ad litem and social workers were white women. But when it came to indigenous women, black women, and other women of color, a lot of times those social workers and those guardians ad litem operated on behalf of the patriarchy instead of on behalf of women and children, and understanding everything that they were up against. So I think that that is an important point for us to realize. Patriarchy is so baked into this culture that it's easy for us as women to side with the patriarchy. But we have to say, hell no, we won't go. We have to understand that we've been conditioned to side with the bad behavior and the misbehavior of too many men within our community and within our society. When we look at all of these systems, even as we're talking about the federal government, look at how men who have been accused of rape and pedophilia and physical abuse of women are actually running this damn country. And how, when you think about Donald Trump, the fact that he appointed a couple of women, I'm thinking specifically about Pam Bondi and Kristi Noem, women who weaponize the patriarchy against other women. They need to be called out and held accountable. I tell you, when I found out that Kristi Noem was fired this week, or last week, I knew that wasn't answer to prayer. So I was celebrating and cackling all day long. Okay? Because she was a woman who attacked other women on behalf of the patriarchy. And women like that are not on our side. They gotta go. They have to be held accountable. And Pam Bondi, you are next. You're next, boo. We coming for you too. These are women who got upset at a little old nonviolent church protest, right? And who went publicly saying we would be arrested. They were going to investigate us. They literally sent dozens of FBI agents to my hotel, a bunch of buff white men who would have attacked me if they had access to me at the time. Instead, they attacked one of my friends because they thought that she was me. They physically abused her, banged her head up, and took her to the Whipple building. When she asked to see the arrest record that they had, the arrest warrant, it didn't have her name on it, it had my name on it. Right? But these men were sent by Kristi Noem and Pam Bondi to try to silence our voices as black women standing against ICE, standing against the tyranny of the federal government, standing up for immigrant women, children, and families, and standing up for the power of the people. But we will not be silent.